Hey fam, my name is Franklin and welcome to Orgaysis. Today we're playing Minotaur Hotel. I think last time we chose our specialty, our affinity, which is like humanities, and I don't remember what that means. In all honesty, I think it helps with contracts, whatever contracts are for. So I guess we're just gonna continue. Yo, this is the save we're using now. I must say, I'm terribly sorry. I'm afraid I never asked for your name. Oh, what's my name, y'all? We're Matthew at King's Guard. We're Jay and Cryptic Crush. I don't know how to spell it. I want to be like that. Because like when you do like Johnny, Joh, and then Y. So you do Khalil, it's like similar, right? Let's go with that. Glad I met you, Khalil. The old man's eyes become glazed again and his hand starts shaking. Coffee spills everywhere, but it's gone and cold already. Wait. Oh, wait. We'll talk about when we talk about it. You seem like a well traveled man. Oh, traveling when I was young was so difficult. Now you can be on the other side of the globe in a day or two. Oh, how the world has changed. There was this one time I talked with my brother just about this topic. Back home, there was a vineyard where we spent so many summers eating and drinking. I remember it so well. It's like a moving picture. Okay, go ahead. Um, and you know what he told me? That when we were young, that when we were young there, oh, when we were young, there was so much wonder and magic around us. It's true. We could walk down the road, a stony little thing from Roman times, and when we were children, once or twice every week, we see ghosts rising from the cairns and crosses to mingle about. Okay. But things have changed so much. I think it's the technology. Spirits and the arcane don't mix well with it. I mean, isn't that why there's alchemists and what's it? Uh Transmutations or whatever? I don't know. Or maybe it's something in the eyes. My brother, he used to say it's because mankind lacks piety nowadays. The unknown is not a fright it's not as frightful either. So much mystery has been lost, and so the bridge with the fantastical broke down. The old man freezes for a moment, then looks back at you. Oh, I was rambling again, was I? I'm so sorry. Maybe wasn't I? I don't know. Don't worry about it. That's interesting to hear. Or don't worry about it, it's interesting to hear. I've seen something supernatural too. Science explains a lot. I'm gonna go with this one. I've seen a number of seemingly unexplainable things. Anyone who travels as much as I did will stumble on too many to count, really. But I'm good at keeping my cool and paying attention. Too often, these unexplainable phenomena are quite mundane in origin. I'm not saying they're people in on costumes making hoaxes. Well, actually, yes, there are making deep fakes and posting them online. But too often, there's a perfectly serviceable explanation elsewhere. You just have to pay attention and unravel the thread. Unraveling a thread, eh? Now that's quite sharp of you. I may believe in ghosts, I do, but I see the wisdom in your words. Don't let yourself be tricked. Like, dragons can exist, they're allowed to exist, but like, it don't mean I'm gonna be sitting there dumbstruck. I'm gonna like, get within a certain vicinity, take my telescope out and be like, okay, okay, I'll be analyzing. Don't let yourself be tricked, okay? You really seem something special, I say. Aw. Hmm. Perhaps you will do. Do full life. Here, I'd like you to have this. I'm sure you'll take better care of it than I did. Okay. The the old man takes an old piece of paper from the breast pocket and extends it to you. I thought that was like what's it called? Like a handkerchief for him to cough into, cause he old. The deed of the place I told you about. Oh, oh, was he the last person? The one I squandered. I'm old, tired. I would like someone to have it. I've been looking for an heir for a while now, but I don't feel like I have any more time to waste. Just take it, it's yours. A, a grand a grandiose place, a hotel. Takes time's taken a toll, but you would love it. Just please take care of it. Be good. Give him a purpose. We'll talk about it when we talk about it. You raise an eyebrow at him. Did this old man try to give you a hotel just like that? Now, who would do that? His wandering gaze betrays his senility? Because, like, senility? Okay. At times, he seems outright confused, as if he didn't know how he got here in the first place. Huh. We'll talk about it when we talk about it. You can't take it. It wouldn't be right to take advantage of someone like him. And that's assuming this that piece of paper is a deed. It might just be a used napkin with a nice seal. The old man's gaze wanders around. With his hand still extended, he squints his eyes at you, then looks down to the paper. He struggles to put his thoughts together, but for a brief moment his expression grows firm and lucid. You must think I'm crazy, but please understand, this is my last chance to do it right. Just take the deed. The old man offers you a deed for a property. Do you accept? Sure, I'll take it. I'm like, this shit like your dying wish or whatever. You're giving me those vibes, so I'm just gonna take it. You give in to the old man's pleas. You're just accepting a piece of paper after all. It's probably nothing, and if it indeed is something important, you can try to return it. Okay. To old man, okay, we could try return it. Okay, you obtain the old deed. To check your items, open the menu and go to the item subscreen. Open the menu, go to the item subscreen. Menu, and go to the items subscreen. Oh, it says hover over it. Old deed. An old deed given to you by an old man. Despite its age, the wax seal is recent. Huh. Okay. Okay, how do I get out of this? Where's the return button? Back. There we go. This old piece of parchment looks unimaginably ancient. Older than you, that's for sure. But the wax on it seems reasonably new. Perhaps even fresh. Okay, I just read that. You break open the seal and examine the paper's contents. It's gibberish written in an alphabet you've never seen before. Well, it would seem like this was all for nothing. You stick the deed in your jacket's pocket. You look back up to the old man. The concerns of his mouth wrinkle. The corners, my bad. The corner of his mouth wrinkle, and he shakes ever so slightly. But his joy is short lived. His gaze wanders once again. Sir, do you need like a nurse or something? Like, I'm worried now. When his focus returns to you, he furrows his brows, taking in each of your features one at a time. The old man mumbles something to himself, takes a sip of his coffee, and smiles. You're a very kind young man, Khalil. He does remember your name at least. Yay. You check your wristwatch. You check you check your wristwatch. Goodness, and the numbers to have turned into gibberish. Oh, and the numbers two have turned into gibberish. Okay. You take it from you take it. Okay. My brain is putting words there. Let's just redo it. Let's redo it. You check your wristwatch, and the numbers two have turned into gibberish. You take it you spent too long here. Okay. You're losing your mind too. You collect your luggage, say your farewell to the old man, and thank him for the wonderful coffee. He subtly bows to you. No, Khalil, it is I who ought to be grateful. It was a pleasure dealing with you. Okay. You leave the cafe and make your way to the bus terminal. The station is deserted, save for a single man smoking a cigarette outside the cafe. You greet him with a nod and he responds in kind. Aside from the old man, he is the only person you find, but maybe that ought to be expected at this time of night. You make your way through the empty station. There's no one to greet you at the boarding platform. The bus is so dark at the boarding platform. The the bus is so dark you can barely make out the driver's silhouette. As you sit down and recline, you try to process the night's events, but your thoughts skitter away. It's so hard to say for sure exactly how long you've been traveling. All the airports, truck stops, train stations, and ports mixed together. The restlessness of unending travel is the only constant. It doesn't take long for you to give up. A merciful warmth seeps from your chest as you fall asleep. Chapter 1 Hotel. So we're past the prologue now. A few days later, we got a vehicle now? The horizon sprawls across the stained windshield. The radio's tune has disintegrated into static. The AC can't keep up with the sun's heat on the car's roof. The desert stretches on the entire horizon ahead, a wasteland of flat, yellowed plains. To the right, about 100 meters from the road, the dusty soil gives way to a sharp cliff. A valley peeks out beneath it, stretching to the blue horizon. You check the deed again. You can't read it at first. Maybe you were too tired. But now the once gibberish characters make some sense to your brain. It's like reading a language that had branched off from your native tongue a few centuries prior. It is just alien enough to be unrecognizable at first. However, when you squint hard enough, you find that the characters remind you of your alphabet, and then the words meaning pops up in your mind. It's unsettling in a way. It feels as if your brain is shifting from inside out the more you look into it. But try as you might, it's hard to even acknowledge this discomfort. It melts away at a blink of an eye. You squint at the deed just an hour or so ago you had checked it and realized how close you were to the address. And so you got into your car and set out, with a newfound curiosity and a nagging anxiety fighting it out of your chest. Out in your chest. Okay. Maybe the old man really had given you something of value after all, not a worthless scrap of paper. Could it really be? You got a deed for a hotel from a senile man in a cafe? Sure, not many would complain about getting something for free like that, but at the same time, most would argue it feels wrong. The hotel should be just farther ahead. You turn on the engine and set off again. It pops up on the horizon just 5 minutes later. A, a while later, you pull into its gravel parking lot. It's like looking back in time at what must have been one of the greater hotels of the 30s and 40s. built entirely out of marble in an Art Deco style. It's majestic, grandiose, even. It's majestic, grandiose, even. Okay. But utterly ruined by age and made eerie by its surroundings. Who thought building such an incredible place in a desert would be a good idea? It's a good rest stop, honey. Like, it's probably a lot of space from like point A to point B. You look to the infinite horizon behind you. There is nothing aside from the hotel. No plants of any kind, no cacti, brush, or even dead trees. What's this then? Well, I guess like out into the horizon, not the hotel itself. Only a hotel in the middle of a desert, built on top of the cliff's wall. No animals either. The sky is blue, without a cloud or bird of prey in sight. The ground beneath you has no bugs, not even a scorpion or spider. There were no other cars on the road either. You look back to your car's panel, the odometer indicates you've only driven about 4 miles. Your car's hood is cool to the touch as if it had been off for hours. You look back to the hotel as you think about all those details. Something catches your eye, however. A porch overlooking the valley beneath the hotel. The valley stretches to the cloudless horizon, framed to the right and left by more cliffs. Looking down to the bottom, you can just make out the line of a dry riverbed stretching out. You notice there's a cave opening in the cliff wall, right below the hotel. Its exit is lined with statues, the details of which you can make out at this distance. Right outside there are rocky tiles spreading out in pathways. You'd wager a guess it made you you'd wager a guess it made for a liver. How do I read that? You wager a guess. Let me get some water. 90% of my stuttering comes from me, y'all. It's not always the writing. Just assume it's 90% me. We're at the end of our time. We're gonna get this line in. Then we're gonna sign off. Okay? Okay. You wager a guess it made for a labyrinth of sorts when the riverbed still flowed. Okay, so let's do it again. Right outside there was a rocky right outside there are rocky tiles spreading out in pathways. You wagered a guess it made for a labyrinth of sorts when the river still flowed. I think I'll put a was after it, like it was made for. That would help me, but like there's a writing style obviously in this text, in this dialogue, so it makes sense. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, my name is Franklin, and this has been Minotaur Hotel. If you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when I upload the minute that I do. If you like this game, you can download it down in the description and in the comment section. Happy October again. I believe that's all I have to say, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Wrong one. There we go.